Welcome back, everybody, to the Landry cast. Hello, everybody. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a couple of minutes, a couple of hours, actually a couple of weeks, even some would say, since the last Landry cast episode. But we're back. We're back, and we're here with some very invigorating and exciting topics. Very invigorating, very exciting. But first, for those of you who don't know what the Landry cast is, this is basically just me doing a podcast, just venting and talking about whatever's on my mind. Pretty, I guess, just I don't know, my emotions and stuff towards certain things. And, that's like what it is, and it gets a little, we talk about some stuff on here. For those of you who are not new to the Landry cast, you guys know what it is. You guys know how we do it here. And normally I prepare a topic here, which I do have. I have a little bit of a topic. Motivation. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't, because I just said a word, and now you probably don't know what I mean, because it's just a motivation out of the blue. But I don't know for you guys, which I assume some of you guys probably have the same issue and stuff, where it's like you have things that you want to do, but you're just so you want to do them, and you're motivated. You're not motivated, but you want to do them, and you're like, oh, it's such a cool idea or something to do, and then you just never do it because I don't know, you're never you're never motivated to go and do it, even though you love the thing of it. I get this way a lot with streaming. I have a lot of stream ideas and stuff that I really want to do, but then I'm like, I could put in the time, effort, and work into this, or I could maybe just not do it and just do something else with my time. And then I go and play Pokemon Snap for 10 hours. That's the issue. But I don't know, how do you guys deal with being motivated? Do you guys just push yourself into being motivated? Are you guys just oh man, I don't want to do this, but I do want to do it, so I'm just gonna push myself into doing it? This applies for a lot of things, I feel. It's not just it's not just stream stuff or ideas. It's social activities as well. I'm motivated a lot of the times, go and hang out with people, but it's at the same point, I never feel I want to, you know what I mean? It's yeah, well, let me rephrase that. Yeah, I want to go out and hang out with people, but at the same point, I'm never motivated enough to go and hang out with people. And it's an issue. I don't know if it stems from I don't even know what it stems from. Does it stem from me just being generally, I don't know, generally, I guess, tired? I'm not tired, but just, I don't know, where does it even stem from? I don't know. But it sucks. Because, you get something that you really want to do, and you're wow, this is a really good thing. I think this would really be good. Whether it's an idea or something you want to do with other people or something, you're wow, this is really good. Let's go do that. And then it's a couple minutes later, you're just I don't really want to do that anymore, Even though you want to do it, you're just not motivated enough to do it. I don't know how to deal with that. And it sucks sometimes, Because sometimes I'm oh, I really want to go and hang out with that person. I know I really want to go spend time with, X, Y, and Z, or oh, I really want to have this stream idea and do this stream idea. But then I'm what's the point, Why do I have to spend time in going and doing this when I could just go, I don't know, do something that's not that. Literally anything else. Maybe that's me also just being lazy. Because a lot of the times I feel my streaming, it's not I'm not gonna sit here and say oh, streaming's so much work. Oh, woe is me for streaming on weekdays, not even weekends, for 2 hours. Oh, woe is me. No, because it's not a lot of work. Anybody can do it. It's very easy. It's not that hard. you know. But on the flip side, you know, I have some ideas that, like, you know, maybe require a little bit more like thought and work put into it. And then I'm just like, nah, it's not even that good of an idea anyways, you know, who cares about it? And then it's like, well, like, when are you ever gonna do it? It's like, never, because I'm lazy. I don't know how you deal with, like, laziness either. But then I guess motivation, like, lack of motivation, I guess could be related to laziness. I don't know. All of it just kind of sucks, you know? I wish there was, like, a toggle switch. You know, for the one day when robots take over the world, we're just, like, they install, like, toggle switches into us humans. And they'll be like, you know, oh, hey, you can toggle this button on or off to do work. And I'll be like, oh, sick. And I'll just be like, oh, I want to go do this thing. Let me go just toggle my on switch. Let me go be turned on. Wait, no. Well, I mean, like, you know what I mean. Like, let's just go toggle a switch on. And then you go out and you're like, oh, wow. Now I'm being productive. Now I'm doing the things that I've always wanted to do. Then again, I guess if robots are taking over the world and you're like, you know, you're probably like doing slave labor work for the robots, whatever that may be. Robots are probably like, go mine the pyramids for jewels. And we'll be like, the pyramid doesn't even have jewels. And they just don't care. I don't know why you'd be mining a pyramid for jewels, though. I mean, I guess pyramids have jewels, right? Because it's like where, like, the pharaohs and stuff were all, like, buried. There's got to be some jewels there. Like, are you gonna tell me, like, you know, some pharaohs weren't buried with, like, their royal, like, golden cat statue? You know, ancient Egyptians, they're kind of like furries, aren't they? Like the beginning furries. Think about, like, what they are, you know? They worshipped animal-like creatures. You know, you have, like, Anubis, who takes the form of, like, a dog, or, like, a wolf, coyote, whatever the thing it is. You have, the cat god. I forgot the cat god's name. You also have the sun god that looks like a bird. You know, you have the three. You have three of them. You also have, I want to say the crocodile is the river spirit. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I'm going to go with. Because you also have a crocodile god. And that covers all three bases of the furry trinity here. You have the furries, you know, the dog, the cat. Anubis, the other cat god. And then you have, Ra, which is the god of the sun, for those of you who don't know. Being the, being the being the bird, you know, the aviators, or the avies. What are they called? They're like avies or something. And then you have the crocodile being the scalies, you know? And to further cement my proof that they were all furries back in the day, they also talked in dog and cat language. And you might be thinking, Dragoon, I don't remember my history book saying that King Tut went to Cassiopeia. I don't think it's Cassiopeia, but that's the only, like, I don't remember the girl's name. And was like, oh, wolf, wolf, bark, bark. And she responded, oh, meow, meow. But no, they did do that because that's what their hieroglyphs are. Yeah, if you look at hieroglyphs, they literally have, like, little dogs, cats, and birds, and, like, crocodiles. So tell me I'm wrong. You cannot tell me, you cannot sit there doing your laundry and tell me that I'm wrong here. Because I'm right. They were, like, the beginning. I will say, though, no diss to, like, you know... hey, no diss to those pharaohs back in the day, but they were kind of popping, you know? Like, I like old Egyptian, myths and, like, Egyptian lore. I like it a lot better than like Greek lore, I feel. I don't know. Greek lore is also pretty good. Like, I don't know. Out of all like the different lores, like, you know, Norse mythology, Greek mythology, and like Egypt mythology, I feel like Egypt has like the coolest, like, they have, like the coolest kind of like aesthetic going, you know? Like they got like the dog, the cat, and like they're all like royally like robed and stuff, and it's like they all just kind of look cool generally. You look at like Zeus and like what does he have? He has like what, a beard, and like he's like half naked. It's like what's up with that? The other ones that look cool are like, you know, Nordic gods. You know, you look at like Olaf. Whoa. Whoa. Olaf's like a huge Viking with like this battle armor, like he's going to go and slay like a dragon. Insert popular Skyrim dragon here. But like Greek has like the lamest probably. Like I used to like Greek mythology a lot, but like now that I'm thinking about it, their designs for like their their designs for their OCs, their god OCs, they're kind of lame. Like they are kind of lame. The only one that's like cool is like Hades, you know, because he's like the god of death, so he's like all like edgy and cool. Like that's cool. That's cool. But Ares, like when you think of like the god of Ares, he's just like got, I don't know, he's just got like a helmet and then like a spear. That's all he has. It's kind of lame. It is kind of lame. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually extremely lame. They should just really update their like their lore. Not their lore, but like their designs. Cause like their lore, like the actual stories that they have for their gods and whatever, like they're kind of cool. I'll admit, like, you know, you have like some, you know, banishment from wherever they live, and you have like all that stuff. Like, that's kind of cool. It's all right. But their designs are just not as good as like Egyptian designs or like Greek designs. Which, you know, I don't know. Egypt just has cool designs all around, I feel. Maybe some of you guys disagree with that. But I feel like Egypt just has like a generally like cool design and like aesthetic for almost everything that they do. Like you even look at like the pyramids. Like the pyramids are dope. Like you just look at them and you're like, oh yeah, that's a structure. Sphinxes too. Look at the sphinxes. You look at the sphinxes and they're like, oh snap, bro. That's some good quality structure and design. You know? You can't really argue that. You can't argue that like sphinxes are like well crafted, and like the pyramids aren't well crafted either. Like they are well crafted. They're good. They're quality. Again, what is like the Greek people have? Oh, they got like some. They got some tower. Oh, cool. Cool, you have a tower. I don't even know like any Greek archetype or like architecture. But they probably have like a tower and that's it. It's like, oh cool, you have a singular tower, whatever. Egyptians have like 10 pyramids. And I mean, you know, sure, the way that the pyramids were made was pretty awful, because then they put like slaves to like work on the pyramids without like, you know, they pretty much abused every human that they could possible. And yeah, I'll agree that that's pretty bad, but they did it like the architecture itself, it looks like it's good architecture. Obviously, you know, the means of creating it were not as good as the actual architecture itself. But, you know, that's just how that's just the back in the day. They were all just weird out back then. Generally, we keep these things like kind of somber. Like, you know, we don't really like go out on tangents like Greek gods. Like, I don't think this is like the lightest podcast episode we probably had, but I don't really have a lot on my mind. The only real thing that I have like on my mind is like, I'm just nervous for the future, you know? Getting to the point where I have to like grow up, be my own person. That's a little terrifying, you know? Maybe it isn't for some of you guys. Maybe you guys are like, oh, I'm gonna, like, that's like the part I'm most excited for. Which, you know, if it is, that's good for you. Good for you. Go conquer that, right? But I hate thinking about the future. I hate thinking about where I'm gonna be in 20 years. I hate even thinking about what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Because there's just so much, like, uncertainty and responsibility for each day to day that it's just like, I don't know. Thinking 20 years from now, I don't even know. I'm also not a very optimistic guy, for those of you who don't know. Not very optimistic. I feel like in 20 years I'm gonna be living out of a box on the side of the road. Which, I mean, like, you know, I'll be rocking the box, but it's not really something that, like, I'm looking forward to. Unless, like, the streaming career takes off, in which case that'll be, like, my one kind of, like, I guess that'll be, like, the saving grace, you know? But if, like, it doesn't take off, I don't really have any, like, jobs I want to do. I don't have, like, any goals in life. I've got nothing. I just kind of wake up, go from each day to day, playing games, trying to think about anything that's not, you know, heavy or, like, responsibilities, or, like, trying to think about anything that's, like, actually real, you know? I spend more time theory crafting Yu-Gi-Oh decks than I do theory crafting jobs. Or thinking about what jobs I want to do or anything. And it's like, I don't know. Thinking about all that stuff is depressing. Because it's just like, you know, am I going to really be somebody who's going to be like, I don't know. Am I really going to be someone in like 20 years who's going to have like a modest living? It's going to be like, you know, a real person in like society. Not even like society, but like, you know, have a job, have a life outside of like gaming? Probably not. Probably still be the same person in 20 years, just on the side of a box, shouting out my theory crafted Yu-Gi-Oh decks at people who walk by. I don't know. Future's scary. It's depressing. And now doing all the SAT and like stuff and getting like college ready, it's just pushing me more towards it. You know? More towards, I guess, growing up essentially. It's like not really something I'm looking forward to. Not something that, you know, you're like, oh man, I can't wait to grow up. I mean, you know, kids are, but like, they're stupid. Kids are like dumb, so they don't really even know like what growing up means. I mean, I guess technically I'm still a kid, which proves the point of kids being dumb, but you know what I mean. Growing up is not something that I'm like, I don't know. It's pretty terrifying. But at least on the plus side, you know, there's people who are growing up beside you. You know, people you can be like, oh hey, you know, I can't really do this alone. You know, what's the deal with this? You know, friends. Not the TV show. That was a dumb joke. But you know, you have like friends and like, you know, I guess bracing the future with friends, it's a lot better than bracing it alone. That's the ending result of today. Bracing it with somebody you know. Not bracing it alone. Unless you want to brace it alone and you're just already prepared for it to brace alone. In which case, you know, hey, good for you. More power to you. But hey, that's all that's on my mind. Not much. Growing up sucks. Egyptians were furries. that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. You know, folding along with me at home. And yeah, next time I'll see you guys the next time I do laundry.